The important things first. Oh. Wow, it's been a while since I've sat in front of a camera. So you'll notice probably behind me is basically a pretty bare bones setup. And when you're someone like me who spends a lot of time watching YouTube and seeing other creators in their office spaces and making all this content in a really nice and dark looking environment that just like seems to breed an air of inspiration and creativity, but the reality is when you live in a 2-bedroom house, one of those bedrooms is for your young daughter and you don't have office space, you kind of have to make do. So I figured, why not document a little bit of the journey into changing this whole area into a much more usable kind of office space within a bigger bedroom. Now, I kind of had 3 goals in mind when it comes to kind of changing up our office space. I don't know if you can see it right now, but basically we have a monitor, pretty small desk, 2 IKEA shelves, key light for any kind of recording or mostly Skype video calls, and then in the corner over here you've got a little bit of accent lighting, and then you see the corner of the bed here. So obviously this isn't the biggest room in the world, so I want to make sure I'm making use of this kind of corner that we have already here. And when it comes to what I wanted to do, so there were kind of 3 things. First, I wanted an area that would be usable and actually kind of create an air of creativity and inspiration that actually allows you to kind of sit in this space, sit in front of the computer, and actually want to be there as you have to get work done, right? So my wife and I are wedding photographers and videographers, and this space right now is essentially our workstation. We're tied into our PC that I built in the corner there, and we've got the widescreen monitor because I'm also a little bit into gaming. So kind of plays a dual purpose, but for the most part, it is a workstation. So number 1 was I wanted to make it a space that was creative and felt good and felt seamless, but also felt like a place that you can sit down, get work done, and then close it down for the day when you're done. Secondly, we, for the most part, needed as much storage space as possible. So we need a place for batteries to get charged and things to be stored. And third, I wanted it to look nice, right? So right now it just looks pretty plain and boring. Now, at first we toyed with the idea of kind of doing some black panels on the wall, but I just really wanted it to actually feel more like a familial space, familiar, family-oriented space, something a little bit warmer, that it kind of is more of a reflection of us, right? We're not people that our aesthetic is black and gray and you know, dark YouTube studio. Like, this is an office space, this is a bedroom, so we don't want it to feel like this is sticking out like a sore thumb. So that was 1, 2, and 3. So let's kind of give you a little bit of tour of what we're working with, and tomorrow we should be able to kind of get most of these things going. So let's get into it. So as you can see, this isn't really the largest space in the world. I mean, we've got the entrance to the bedroom here, desk, and then bed, right? So obviously it's a little bit messy, but this is kind of the space we're working with, and we want to turn this corner into a workstation slash haven. So a couple ideas I've already had is we have this old pegboard from IKEA that I want to turn into a battery charging station that's going to go on the wall here. Obviously clean up the clutter on the desk, but the things that can't really move are this monitor and the PC right here. So that does limit our desk space quite a bit. But what I want to make sure of is that I have some way of doing flat lays, because I also make videos on YouTube, clearly by this video. And so I want to have some kind of ability to do a top-down shot for any unboxings, that kind of thing. But you can see really bare walls here. So really want to do something in these walls, make it nice and clean. But honestly, the biggest purpose behind what I wanted to do with this space was I wanted to make sure that it also was able to be used as backgrounds for videos like this, right? I wanted to make it into a space where I can do reviews, I can do tutorials, that kind of thing. So that's kind of the inspiration behind what we've got going. So what we did actually pick up is a set of 4 black shelves. They're actually gonna go up here. My wife really wanted to make sure that we didn't overdo what was on the walls, because very easily it could start to feel really cluttered. So what we wanted to make sure of was keep it nice and simple. So the idea with these will go up and keep it nice and clean. Probably put 1 up here and then 2 up here, and kind of use it as, you know, an accessory space. And I think that's pretty much it. The other thing, oh yeah, lastly, we have these 2 backpacks right here. We wanted to make sure that these backpacks actually go up on the wall. So, I mean, that's pretty much it. So tomorrow is going to be install day for a lot of these things, so we'll see how that goes. All right, so we are partway into the renos here, but it is nighttime, so I'm clearly need a little bit of light, so I set up a light on the light stand, but I digress. So I just wanted to take you through what's been done so far, and we have a couple pieces that are remaining to be done probably tomorrow. So I'll take you through really quick where we're at as far as what this kind of office in the middle of a bedroom setup, what we've added, and what's coming tomorrow. So let's get into it. All right, first we've added some 3M hooks up here for our camera bags to really bring, I don't know, I guess the vibe up, but also really have some nice accessible storage for our camera bags. And for ambiance, we've added 3 super simple shelves on the walls just to add a little bit of a kind of a contextual backdrop there. And the whole idea with them is just super simple. Kind of make it a little bit homier, a little, I don't know, feel more like an office type thing. And essentially what we actually did, which is super great. So I don't know if you can see, but we actually used, instead of making holes in the wall, because that's the reality with doing anything when it comes to a rental, what we actually ended up doing is, because we want to avoid making holes in the wall, we actually have tried to avoid that and utilize instead actually making less holes and actually using 3M tape. So we have 3M tape on all these shelves, and they should hold up to like 40 pounds, which is awesome. Other than that, that's it for now. Tomorrow's plan is we will have a charging station here, and then we'll take you through the cleanliness that is going to take place here. So that's it so far. Let's check back in tomorrow. All right, hard to believe we are done, but I think I've accomplished basically what I want to do with our half bedroom, half work from home setup. So we'll take you through a really quick overview of what we've done in the last 2 days and what we've gotten set up and why I think we did most of what we did. So let's go check it out. Okay, so as you can see, we've got the light there off into the corner, but we basically have what I would say is kind of a perfect setup for the small space that we had available to us. Just to give you a little bit of context for the room here. This is the size of the room that we're working with. So it's a master bedroom, closet in the corner, bed moved off into the edge there, and then this is immediately to your left. So, I mean, all in all, pretty decent sized room, but we needed to make sure as soon as our daughter was born, we were losing our desk space, and naturally we have a lot of gear too when it comes to our photography and videography gig. So essentially, this is what we came up with in the last 2 days. So right here, you'll notice an awesome, I've always dreamt of doing this, and we actually used a bunch of stuff like this slat wall we already had. So we actually just reused it and we turned it into a charging station. So right here you have, here, let me set this down. So I mean, right here you've got pretty much anything that you kind of need as far as batteries. So we've got our NPF FZ1000 batteries for all our Sony cameras. We have a bunch of plugs here. That's essentially a power bank that's running essentially this extension running power to all of our chargers. Right up here, we've got our reusable AA, AAAs. This is a huge thing. If you guys don't have reusable AAA, AA, I think you definitely are wanting to look into that. And then we have an NPF battery charger right here. So, I mean, all in all, pretty simple setup. Blocks, batteries, and then this right here was actually my wife's idea. So we have, these are off Temu, these are like $1 each or something, just cable organizers with a little label maker. And so essentially this makes it super easy to find anything that we need right here. And then we have a bunch of empty space. I'm not really sure what to do with that yet, but all in all, I think this is a super useful space for, you know, what we need it to be in the middle of our desk setup. So I'll take you through the rest of it. Camera backpacks sitting up here, which saves a lot of space, because that's always been kind of the hard part of living in a 2-bed is we don't have a lot of storage. So we actually are making do with using some wall hooks there. Now the rest of it, I mean, pretty simple. The desk itself, I won't take you through the whole setup, kept it pretty simple. We have our key light for any videos we might record, as well as most of our Zoom calls with clients and potential clients. That's kind of a key light, just elevates the look of our video calls, regardless of how bad your camera quality is. If your light is good, it actually makes everything look that much better. Got another camera up here just for, that's a ZV-10 Mark II that we've set up there with a 13mm, just to have another angle for videos and whatnot. Editing PC in the corner, and then we added some ambiance, some lights and stuff, and a couple of shelves to hold some gear. All in all, not too bad, I would say. Now, lastly, the thing you're probably wondering is, okay, this is like really big and cluttered. How do you make it feel like a bedroom in here, or how does someone go to bed early? How would you manage, you know, say I got a late night editing, or my wife has a late night editing. So the secret is actually this guy right here. This is a room divider, and it was kind of a genius tactic that my wife came up with to actually make it feel like we still had a room, but it also can be an office. So let me set it up and show you what I mean. And that's it. So super simple. So, I mean, doesn't look like much, doesn't feel like much, but what that does is actually allows 2 people to be in here, one person going to sleep or hang out on their phone or watching a movie or whatever, and the other person actually gets to be able to do some editing. Gaming is what I like to do late at night when my wife goes to bed, so that kind of thing. So this room divider we got off Amazon, super helpful. It was like 50 bucks, and it really turns this whole office into, you know, a bedroom / workable office space really well. So that's it. Expect a lot more videos from this space specifically. If you want any details about the equipment we actually used, how we hung any of this, I could go more in depth, but this is basically just a quick sum up vlog of what it looks like for a regular person like myself and my wife who run a photography, videography business on the side, not as their full-time gig, that doesn't have, we don't have office space, and we have a kid. What's a realistic, you know, YouTube and editing studio when you don't have a 3rd bedroom, 4th bedroom, that kind of thing. So hope that gives you guys some ideas if you're looking at doing the same thing or trying to manage spaces and creating, you know, a space that's a good work environment, but you don't have much space available. So hopefully that helps someone. Follow for more. We've got more videos coming up in this kind of space. And we appreciate each and every single one of you. I'll catch you in the next one. Peace.